Summertime, you actually get direct sunlight coming in on the north side in our climate here. So for that, you want a high, really focus on a high R value for those types of windows. And a lower solar heat gain factor. And the next slide here, these are the values that were used on this home. Catherine did some sleuthing and got the exact figures for it. So on the south windows here, we're running a solar heat gain factor of 0.57, and the center of the glass R value is 5.88. And that's roughly equivalent to 2 inches of glass fiber insulation. So these are quite energy conserving windows here. And I've brought along a little piece of tape here, and I'm going to ask Ron to do this for me. Could you tape one of these thermocouples to the window here at the center, and also to the wall here, the second one to the wall. And here's some tape.
I lost the display.
Have we? Let's see here. Oh, pressing it, yeah, okay. So I'll just, if you want to just put one of the thermocouples, let's see, we'll set it right on the thing here. And we'll spread one of them right on the window here. And, yeah. And then the other one. Yeah. And we'll just wait a bit here. It takes a while for the thermocouple to get to the proper temperature on there. But the windows are, the better the insulator, the warmer the surface temperature on there. And I grew up in a home in Vancouver that had only single glazed windows on there. And I had I lived in a corner bedroom on the second floor. And it was so cold at night, I remember having to use an electric blanket to stay warm. So again, the bottom line here is on the south window you want high solar heat gain factor. On the east, west, and north you want a higher R value. Yes, for that.
But that's of course, you know, with this house which has been optimized.
Yes.
The world is filled with not optimal houses.
That's right, yeah.
So what do you do when you've got a situation where you don't have the right north-south or east-west axis?
Well, every house generally does have either east, west, north, or south windows, and these rules would work as well for ordinary houses. But here I'm talking about in general, the best strategies for new construction and that.
Like in your house, you're going to have lots of west windows, so you're going to want to have the ones with the lowest solar gain.
Yeah. We did not have an auspicious opening day for the home here. This is a picture taken on October 26th or 7th, something like that. And the sun was not there. It was cold and sleeting, snow and that. But one of the things about passive solar is that even on a cloudy day, you still get useful energy coming in through the windows. And that's a big plus here. So it works even on a sunny day, or cloudy day rather. Yeah. Now, how much thermal mass inside the home should be used? And I looked up some references here when I was preparing this talk, and it's not all that cut and dry, but here's some of the rough rules of thumb that you have. If the ratio of the south window area to the floor area is less than about 6%. So this particular house here, the floor area is about how many square feet?
1220.
1220 square feet on the inside. So take the area on the inside there. And so if you took 6% of that would be roughly, 74 square feet. So you can go up to 74 square feet of windows, and you don't need any additional thermal mass Why? Because, you know, the gypsum board that you have in the house already, and the wood materials and the studs and the joists and, you know, these provide you with thermal mass up to that amount that you need. More thermal mass is more desirable because it does two things for you. The temperature swing on a sunny day will be less, and also in the summertime the house won't heat up as much for this. So let's have a quick look at what these temperatures are now in the. So over here, this wall surface here is at 17.5 degrees C here at this, and in here there's a lot. It's not all just insulation. You've got studs and cripples and so on here, but the window surface temperature is 16.7 degrees. So it's very close in temperature to this wall in terms of. And I think that the center of glass here is probably, what was it, around R6 or something like that. And here, this is nominally R20 here. Because of the large amount of glass in here, we just went with an R20 wall on this thing here. But it shows how really good windows here. And if you have to have somebody sitting beside here, it'll be almost as comfortable sitting here as right beside it on the thing. So, there's that. And my house, I live up on Main Street near Clarence Avenue, and this is the house here on the south side. Built it in 1992, and so a couple things here to notice. One, we have the roof overhang here. It's about 2-foot roof overhang. This was in the summertime, I think around July. And you can see here how the upper windows are all shaded by the overhang here. And on our house, these are solar thermal collectors for heat. And these provide shading for some of the windows here. They don't catch the taller windows there. And we have very little overheating. On a sunny day in summertime, it might rise maybe 1 or 2 degrees Celsius for that. And the extra thermal mass we have in the house was, we took all the scrap gypsum board and stuffed, you know, it into the interior partition. One thing I recommend, if you do that, don't cram it in there really too tight, because the electrician will swear at you if he ever doesn't try to thread another cable through there. So, and then as well, we have ceramic tile on about a third of the main floor as the finished floor. And as well, we used, instead of wall-to-wall carpets, we used oak flooring as the flooring material through most of the house. And we don't use air conditioning in the house. On the house, we only have one small window on the east side and one small window on the west side. And so we don't get problems with overheating.
Do you have an additional heat source for winter?
Yes, yeah. These solar thermal panels heat up a large storage tank. But then when there's not enough, then we have some electric baseboards, like this one here. If you look right behind here, and this one right over there as well. And here's a picture of my house in the wintertime, and you can see snow on the ground. The sun angle is much lower here, and we're getting full sun into all of the windows here. If anybody knows how to kill trees without letting the neighbor know about it, let me know. Because they do block some of my solar radiation here on the west side.
More subtle ways.
Now here's what not to do. This is a very early solar house from New Mexico, 19